Hey everyone! So today we are diving deep into a revolutionary moment in human history. And no, it's probably not the one you're thinking of. See, we're all taught that the invention of farming, the agricultural revolution, changed everything. But what if the real game changer wasn't a new tool, but a new idea? What if the real revolution was the alliance revolution, a totally radical shift in how humans cooperate? Okay, let's just get right into it because we're about to challenge that story we all learned in school. The textbook version is that agriculture was this incredible, unquestionable leap forward for humanity. But the actual evidence from archaeology and anthropology? It tells a much more complicated and honestly a way more interesting story about what really set us on the path to the modern world. To really wrap your head around this, you have to look at the before and after. For almost all of our time on this planet, we lived as hunter-gatherers. Think small, mobile groups that were surprisingly egalitarian, and they ate all kinds of different things. Then, boom, the Neolithic world shows up. We're talking massive, settled communities, social hierarchies, and diets based almost entirely on a few cereal crops. It's like we just picked up and moved to a completely different planet. So what on earth happened? To get why cooperation was such a big deal, we first have to understand the problem it was solving. For tens of thousands of years, our ancestors they were kind of stuck in a pretty brutal cycle. Just try to picture it. You're in a small band of people, always on the move, and you're all competing for the exact same, very limited resources. Clashes over territory? That wasn't just something that happened now and then. It was a basic fact of life. In that world, survival was a zero-sum game. For your group to win, another group often had to lose. So, how did our ancestors break out of that cycle? Well, the answer wasn't a sharper spear or a better arrowhead. It was a brand new piece of tech, but it wasn't physical. It was a social technology. It was a new way of organizing ourselves. It was just an idea. And right here, this is the crucial point. Unlike our primate cousins who, when faced with a rival group, often fight to the death, humans figured something out. We developed this unique ability to make peace. We could form political alliances with complete strangers, even with groups we used to see as enemies. This was our superpower. Aristotle absolutely nailed it thousands of years ago. He called us the political animal. And that's what it is, this ability to create organizations that go beyond your immediate family, to build entire societies based on agreements, and not just bloodlines. That's what separates us. It's like the operating system that allowed our species to scale up. And the evidence for this social revolution, it's literally carved in stone. Just look at massive projects like Göbekli Tepe, or those insane kilometer-long hunting traps called desert kites, or even Stonehenge. The amount of labor, the coordination needed for these things was just way beyond what one small, isolated band could ever do. This is really powerful proof that these large-scale political alliances were already in place before farming became widespread. Cooperation came first. Okay, so while our ancestors are figuring out this whole new political landscape, that other revolution, the one we all know about, was getting started right alongside it. Yep, the invention of agriculture. Now, what's so important to remember is that farming wasn't some single light bulb moment. Humans figured out how to domesticate plants independently all over the world. We're talking wheat over in the Fertile Crescent, rice in East Asia, maize in the Americas. It was a truly global thing. But see, agriculture completely changed the game. It literally anchored people to the land. You can't just pick up and walk away from your crops, right? So this new settled lifestyle made those political alliances more important than ever. All of a sudden, you needed treaties and long-term cooperation just to protect your land, to manage resources like water, and, to survive. So what happens when you combine this revolutionary new way of cooperating with a revolutionary new way of making food? Well, you kickstart the process that builds the entire modern world. This combination is what archaeologists call the Neolithic package. And it wasn't just farming. It was like a chain reaction of innovations. You get food surpluses, so you need to store it, which means you need pottery. And since not everyone has to farm anymore, you get a division of labor. That leads to someone needing to be in charge, centralized administration, which leads to social hierarchies. And eventually, you need writing to keep track of it all. See? Each invention just paved the way for the next one. Now, you'd think that this incredible combo of alliances and agriculture would lead to a massive population boom, right? But the data, it tells a different story. In the first 5,000 years of this new era, the entire world's population only grew by about 1 million people. That's really slow, and it's a huge clue that this new world came with some very serious and very painful trade-offs. And this is where we get to the profound costs of this new bargain, the bargain that created civilization. One of the most shocking pieces of evidence comes from our own skeletons. On average, after we adopted agriculture, people got shorter, a lot shorter. In Europe, the average guy's height dropped from about 5'10" all the way down to 5'5". I mean, that is a stark, undeniable sign of a serious drop in nutrition and overall health. Yeah, that new agricultural diet was, in a lot of ways, a total disaster for our bodies. Relying on just a few starchy crops led to all sorts of nutritional deficiencies. Living cramped together with domesticated animals, well, that unleashed devastating new diseases like smallpox and the flu. Our teeth started to rot from all the carbs, and we actually laid the groundwork for modern chronic illnesses like obesity and type 2 diabetes. This is what some historians call the Neolithic bargain. Humanity made a trade. We swapped the pretty good health, the leisure time, and the egalitarian lifestyle of a hunter-gatherer for the benefits of civilization. Things like food security, well, most of the time, higher population density, and incredible new technologies. We basically gained the world, but we might have lost a piece of ourselves in the deal. So when you boil it all down, the invention that truly set us on our current path wasn't just farming. It was our unique human ability to cooperate, to form alliances. That social revolution is what made the agricultural one even possible. And together, they built the foundation of everything we know today, from cities and states to art and science. But when you look at all the costs, it leaves us with one last big question to think about. Was it worth it?